Can a single family rule the world's 8 billion people? Is it really happening? And why aren't most of us aware of it? And how do they rule over us? These may have been some of your thoughts when you clicked on this video. Don't worry, we'll go through them all. So, today let's take a look at the family that secretly rules the world. Yeah, I'm talking about the Rothschilds family. So without further ado, let's get into it. The Rothschilds are a powerful banking family with roots in Frankfurt. Mayer Rothschild founded the family empire in the 18th century, and it rose to prominence under his 5 sons, Nathan Mayer, James Mayer, Salomon Mayer, Karl Mayer, and Amschel Mayer. In addition to their home Frankfurt, the Rothschilds created subsidiaries in London, Paris, Vienna, and Naples, making them pioneers in the growth of international finance. The Rothschild family expanded its business activities from selling goods and foreign exchange to encompass merchant banking, private banking, asset management, mergers and acquisitions, insurance, venture capital, pensions and investments, sovereign debt, and commodities. They've also put money into significant infrastructure projects like bridges, tunnels, railways, and the Suez Canal, to name a few. Hotels, media, transportation, and wine are among their other commercial holdings. Mayer Rothschild, the founder. Born in 1744, Mayer Rothschild grew up in Frankfurt's Judengasse, a narrow lane where the city's 3,000 Jews were compelled to live. Overcrowding and severe conditions prevailed. Jews were not allowed to depart at night, on Sundays, or on Christian holidays. They couldn't go to public gardens or coffee shops, and they couldn't walk in groups of more than 2 in public. Mayer Rothschild grew up in a family of businessmen. Amschel Moses Rothschild, his father, was a silk fabric merchant and currency exchanger. Mayer's first work was sorting coins purchased at Frankfurt's semi-annual trade fairs, which drew buyers and merchants from all across the region. Mayer's parents died of smallpox when he was 12 years old. He was raised by family who moved him from Hanover to work as an apprentice for Simon Wolf Oppenheimer, a major Jewish bank. Mayer was exposed to international trade and banking while there, and he learned about rare coins from ancient Rome, Persia, and the Byzantine Empire. Leading figures and other wealthy individuals were the collectors of these coins. The Jewish men who transacted with them were referred to as court Jews or court factors, indicating that they dealt with nobles. The beginnings of a banking empire. At the age of 19, Mayer Rothschild returned to Frankfurt and joined his brothers in their father's trading firm. Mayer became a rare coin trader and gained the support of Crown Prince Wilhelm of Hesse, who had previously purchased coins from Mayer's father. This was a crucial business partnership for Mayer, as it expanded to cover other financial services and assisted him in forming relationships with other nobility. Crown Prince Wilhelm inherited vast fortunes and later became Wilhelm IX, Landgrave of Hesse-Kassel. Rothschild requested the status of court factor or crown agent from Wilhelm in 1769. Mayer was given the honorary title since he had rendered services for royalty, and it permitted him to display a shield with the Hesse and Hanau coat of arms on his house, effectively advertising this fact. Mayer married Gutel Schnapper, the daughter of a banker and a court factor, in 1770. She gave birth to 10 children, 5 sons and 5 daughters. Expanding and controlling the Rothschild footprint. During the French Revolution, the Rothschild banking empire flourished quickly. Mayer Rothschild facilitated British funding for the hire of Hessian mercenary forces. Rothschild sent his boys to reside in Naples, Vienna, Paris, and London in the early 1800s, while also keeping a son in Frankfurt. Mayer Rothschild's offspring were dispersed throughout Europe. Therefore, the 5 linked branches effectively became the first bank to cross borders. Over several centuries, lending to governments to finance military activities offered the Rothschild family with ample opportunities to accumulate bonds and generate extra riches in a variety of sectors. Mayer Rothschild left precise instructions for his heirs on how to handle family funds before he died. He wanted to keep the fortune in the family. Therefore, his will established a strict patrilineal succession system in which title and property could only pass through the male line and female successors were barred from inheriting directly. This had the effect of encouraging family members to marry. Mayer Rothschild's main descendants married 36 times between 1824 and 1877. 30 of them married within the family. This means that the majority of them married first or second cousins. Only 4 Rothschild ladies and 2 Rothschild men married non-related partners throughout this period. Nathan Mayer Rothschild, international financier. Nathan, 1777 to 1836. The third of the 4 Rothschild boys who stepped abroad, was the most successful. Nathan established a textile business in Manchester, England in 1798. He eventually relocated to London to pursue a career as a banker, founding N.M. Rothschild in 1810. Today, N.M. Rothschild and Sons is still in business. In 2019, the bank brought in $1.87 billion in revenue and managed $76 billion in assets. N.M. Rothschild and Sons, like the other Rothschild banks, provided credit to the British government during times of distress. During the Napoleonic Wars, the bank organized and paid government subsidies to allies and lent money to pay British troops, thus funding the war effort on its own. The Alliance Assurance Company, which is now part of the RSA Group, was created in 1824 by Nathan Rothschild and Moses Montefiore. Nathan obtained the rights to mercury mines in Spain in 1835, giving him a virtual world monopoly on the chemical element, which is essential for gold and silver refining. When N.M. Rothschild and Sons began refining gold and silver for the Bank of England and the Royal Mint in 1852, this supply proved vital. Growing philanthropic activities. Nathan Rothschild made significant contributions to the Jewish community in a variety of ways. His family then expanded their humanitarian endeavors to include other Parisian and London populations. His first attempts were directed towards London synagogues. As a result, the United Synagogue was formed, a group that aided the smaller synagogues in their interest. Later, family members contributed to Israel's development by assisting in the construction of houses and government facilities. Louise, Nathan's eldest daughter, and her 7 daughters were in charge of several of the 30 Rothschild charity organizations in Frankfurt. Public libraries, orphanages, hospitals, homes for the elderly, and special funds dedicated to education were among the foundations. The Jews' Free School in London was given a large sum of money. The Rothschilds' philanthropy also enabled educational projects in Austria, France, and Israel. The family donated an estimated 60,000 pieces of artwork to public institutions in addition to funds for education. In the cities of London and Paris, the Rothschild family expanded the development of social housing, and the Rothschild Foundation was established to support these efforts. The House of Rothschild in the 20th century. Over the next 100 years, wars, politics, and family feuds drained the family's fortune. The bank's Naples branch collapsed in 1863, while the Frankfurt branch shuttered in 1901 due to a lack of male heirs. Following the Nazi annexation of Austria and the threat posed to Jews, the Vienna branch was closed in 1938. During the war, The Vichy government in France expropriated Rothschild's Bordeaux holdings, and the Nazis seized millions of euros in art and other valuables from the family's Austrian branch. A portion of these were returned by the Austrian government in 1998. Several opulent Rothschild estates have been gifted to the British and French governments, as well as various organizations and universities over the years. By the 1970s, only 3 Rothschild banks remained: the London and Paris branches, as well as Edmund Adolph D. Rothschild's Swiss Bank, 1926 to 1997. The Paris Bank was nationalized and renamed Compagnie Européenne des Banques by President François Mitterrand's socialist government in 1982. Despite his independence, Edmund stepped in to help his cousin, Baron David René James de Rothschild, 1942, who remained in Paris and founded Rothschild and Scie Banque in 1987. By 2003, the British and French banks had merged under David's leadership. In 2008, all of the interests were consolidated into a single company, a shareholder of Paris Orléans in France, bringing the family enterprises together about 2 centuries after Mayer Rothschild's 5 sons dispersed across Europe. Moving into the 21st century. Over time, the family fortune has been shared among relatives and heirs. Rothschild assets today include financial services, real estate, mining, energy, and philanthropic activity, among others. In addition, the family owns more than a dozen wineries around the world. Traditionally, the Rothschild fortune has been invested in family-owned businesses. Rothschild enterprises have remained successful to this day. The majority of family members are directly employed by these corporations or have investments in businesses that create income for the family. The family's amazing success is partly attributed to a great interest in collaboration, entrepreneurship, and the use of sound business concepts. Nathan Rothschild's estate was inextricably linked to the family's other holdings, and it formed part of the collective wealth that each Rothschild passed down to the next generation. Rothschild descendants continue to fund global corporate operations and support scholarly, humanitarian, artistic, and commercial efforts. Concordia Integritas Industria is the family motto, which means harmony, integrity, and industry. So there you have it. If you enjoyed today's content, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos. Until next time.